Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well out there. It's your old pal Jerry V here. I'm glad you're tuning in for another installment of the Tales from the Stacks here presented by the Lucero Library and PCCLD. I'm happy to present a new book for us today. This is going to be um, Two Dogs in a Trench Coat Go to School. It's by Julie Flotcoat and it's illustrated by Colin Jack. I'd like to say thank you to Scholastic Publishers for allowing us to read this during this pandemic. So we'd like to say thank you very much to them. So without further ado, I hope you guys are excited for the new book. This is Two Dogs Go to School and a trench coat. So let's figure out what happens when two dogs go to school in a trench coat, huh? All right, everyone. Chapter 1. Waldo was pacing the perimeter. He was a small and scruffy dog who smelt like kibble, plus something else he'd rather not discuss. Waldo walked from room to room, checking all the doors and windows. What was he checking for? Stray meatballs. Squirrels. Squirrels were a real treat and required constant vigilance. He also hoped to check for his humans. Every day they escaped. Despite Waldo's best effort, he begged, he pleaded, he made his extra sad eyes. And still, every day they escaped. Somehow. Even though the humans got out every day, Waldo was the best at his job. Had a squirrel ever gotten into the house, for instance? No, never. And while he had yet to find a stray meatball, he was very good at finding odd bits of cheese around the refrigerator, and he cleaned them all up, as a good dog should. He was a professional. Sassy was a lot bigger than Waldo. She had helped him pace the perimeter earlier, but then got to the part of the front hall with the wood floor, and her back feet kept slipping, and then she was laying down, and then she was napping. Every afternoon, a square of sun came into the window, and it made a warm spot on the floor. It was very important for Sassy to nap in the sun square every day. It was her job. She also kept out for the squirrels. She also kept the squirrels out of the house. Had there ever been a squirrel in the house? Not one. Sassy was the best at what she did. Not only did she keep all the squirrels away, but she also let the humans rub her belly, which they loved to do. Sassy had reached the good part of her nap, where the sun was so hot it was like a blanket of fire. Plus, she was so relaxed she couldn't move. The only thing ruining this stellar nap was Waldo. He kept walking by her head and clearing his throat, which sounded like a bullfrog doing a dog impression. How do you sleep when there's so many squirrels in the imminent intruders? Asked Waldo. Sassy lifted her head and sneezed. The sun made her sneeze, and whenever she sneezed 15 times in a row. There's intruders? Imminent intruders? That means there might be some in the next year. That's not really what that means, said Sassy. Also, our humans might be back any second. You know, they won't be home for another 20 minutes. I'm going back to sleep. There's something else we need to talk about, said Waldo. Are you sure? Because I need a nap. Something absolutely must be done about this school situation. Oh, fine, said Sassy, sitting up. Let's do something about it. But what? It had been going on for a while, every day, Waldo and Sassy's boy, Stuart, trudged off to this awful place called school. Waldo and Sassy knew that it was awful because every night Stuart's parents asked him what he did at school, and he said, nothing. Plus, he smelt like a weird mix of boredom and anxiety. This school place was clearly the worst. I've got a plan, said Waldo. Really? Said Sassy. What do you think? What do you think it's a good what you don't think it's a good plan? You haven't told me what the plan is yet. You're always so negative, Sassy, said Waldo. I'm not being negative. You haven't told me what your plan is. Waldo patted around the room. He checked the doorway. He looked under the table. He made sure there wasn't a spy in the refrigerator. And then he got distracted by a muffin crumb. Sassy yipped to get his attention. Hey, Mr. Investigator, what's your plan? Oh, yeah, right, said Waldo. Like I said, we need a plan to deal with this school program. So are you ready? Yes, said Sassy. Well, maybe you should sit down. It's a good plan. Fine, Sassy sat. Well, maybe you should lie down. Maybe we should both lay down for a bit. Just tell me the plan already. The plan is, well, first we get in an airplane. Oh, biscuits, are you kidding me? Said Sassy. Where are we going to get an airplane? I don't know. The airplane store? Or order it from that internet thing? No. Shh, said Sassy. Someone's coming. What do you mean? Shh. Let's bark. The dogs commenced the standard bark and waggy greeting procedure to remind the humans that Waldo and Sassy's home protection and face-licking services was just as relevant as ever. Stuart sat on the floor to pet his dogs. He was a rumpled kid who didn't mind some dog slobber on his cheek or muddy paw prints on his jeans. You are the best dogs in the world, said Stuart. You're better than all the humans. He's just stating facts, said Waldo. Kid speaks the truth, said Sassy, licking Stuart's chin. If he likes us that much, why doesn't he give us hot dogs all the time? Said Waldo. That's a good question, said Sassy. Just then, Stuart's dad walked in. The dogs waggied greeted him. Although he was more reserved than Stuart, they learned that they weren't allowed to jump on his pants or lick his elbows. Hey, kiddo, said his father. How was school? Stuart sighed. Boring. Sassy met Waldo's eyes. Yep, this school problem's just as bad as ever. Well, great, said Stuart's father. Good for you. You know what I always loved about school? Lunch. Oh, boy, lunch was great. When was the last time I had a bologna sandwich? Why don't we eat those anymore? Yeah, said Sassy. I have no idea what a bologna sandwich is, but my inner dog sense is telling me it would be fantastic. Oh, I don't have a bologna sandwich, said Stuart. I ate the lunch you packed for me this morning. All right. This is worse than I thought, Waldo told Sassy. Why? I saw that sandwich the father made. It had sprouts and low-fat soy cheese. The side dish was tiny carrots. Ooh, I like tiny carrots, said Sassy. Better than bacon? No, of course not. You know what would be good, said Sassy. Bacon. Wrapped around those tiny carrots, said Waldo. Better never mind that. What I'm saying is, Stuart must be seriously glum to have to eat that at lunch. Oh, poor Stuart. Waldo closed his eyes for a moment in deep concentration. I think, he said, that we have to make sure Stuart never leaves the house again. Chapter 2. Waldo and Sassy knew that their plan was foolproof. They had been practicing this for years. Really. What they were going what their outgoing desire to have the humans hang around all the time, we're going to double slink front and back with supplemental hand licking and preventative shoelace untying, said Waldo. Got it, said Sassy. And I'll be ready to block the door. Sassy always blocks the door. She was bigger and hairier. Should we practice again? Asked Waldo. No, we shouldn't practice. We should probably rest, said Sassy. Save our energy. Here they come. Get ready for the invasion following. Stuart came down the stairs, and then he put his backpack in the front of the door. Sassy moved it 3 feet before joining Waldo and Stuart in the kitchen. I moved his backpack, whispered Sassy. He'll never find it. He'll have to stay home. Good thinking. Get ready. I'm going in. Waldo slumped onto the floor and put his chin onto Stuart's shoe. He whined, moved in closer. Stuart's eating a fried egg sandwich, said Sassy. Oh, I know that, said Waldo. You think I don't know that? I've never smelled anything more fried eggy in my life. He's enjoying it, said Sassy. I think he'll probably savor it all day. That's what I'd do if I were a human. I'd eat fried egg sandwiches all day. And I'd share them with my dogs. Why isn't he sharing that fried egg sandwich? He should. Sassy barked at Stuart once, who ignored her. You're getting distracted, said Waldo. Hey, he's done. What? Already? He's getting up. Evasive maneuvers, evasive maneuvers. This is not in the drill. Shoelaces, backpack, crying, sad eyes, hamburger, block the door. What do you mean, hamburger? What? You said hamburger. I didn't say hamburger. Why would I say hamburger? Unless you're thinking Hannah Stewart's got a hamburger. I don't think so, said Sassy. I only smell fried egg. Why should he eat hamburger for breakfast? They should eat hamburgers for every meal. Why don't they eat hamburgers? Oh, I'm hungry. Oh, me too. Oh, listen, breakfast. The dogs ran to the kitchen, and the sound of kibble filling the bowls. 2 minutes later, the dogs looked up and realized the house was quiet. Too quiet. They escaped again, said Sassy. How? Said Waldo. How do they do this every day? We were blocking the door. Sassy raised a furry eyebrow at Waldo. Not while we're eating, right? Weren't we? Oh, right. They got to us during the breakfast distractions. What do we do? Asked Waldo. Every day they escape, and Stuart goes to that horrible place where he doesn't do anything at all, and his parents go somewhere, and it leaves them smelling like printer ink and sticky notes and very bad coffee. I don't understand. Why would they leave? Why would they choose to leave this house and go to those awful places? Could we be missing some facts? Nah, I'm sure that's not it, said Waldo. I think they're being hypnotized or under a spell. That doesn't make any sense. Sure it does. Don't you see? We have to save them from the evil overlord who controls their brains. Don't forget about the work we have to do here, too. We can't just leave. We can't, though, said Waldo. Why not? Who will protect the house? If there are squirrels, if those are, well, how do we call them? What do we call them? Imminent intruders? We can get up early, said Waldo. We can protect the house for the hours before breakfast and then save our humans from the evil overlords. We'll be back before dinner. Okay, said Sassy, walking slowly around the room, checking the windows and thinking. Let's say what we do that. Let's say we can save Stuart, or at least how are we going to get out there? I think my airplane's a really good idea, said Waldo. No. A drone might work. No. A police car? No. Hot dog cart? Well, no, wait. We could just follow Stuart to school. What? You know, follow him. Wait till he leaves and go after him. You know what? That's actually a good plan. Now, can I have an airplane? No. And that was our chapters for our first two chapters of Two Dogs in a Trench Coat Go to School. I'm excited to see what this book has in store for us in the future. I am your friend Jerry V. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching this installment of Tales from the Stacks. Please tune in to some other cool stuff happening from here, from out of PCCLD and the Lucero Library. We hope you all are well. We hope you all are safe. Peace out. Jerry's out.